welcome back. It's your girl Briera, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I would like to first and foremost thank our Heavenly Parents, Mother, Father, Source of Creation, for giving me this opportunity to be here with you today. I would like to do a quick angel guide oracle reading for the Scorpios. This will be an angel guide oracle reading that helps to focus on your strength, heart, and guidance at this time. I would like to call on the Holy Spirit and my spirit team to please come to my side to help me deliver divine messages that is of the highest white light. Remember, these messages are general, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right. So I hope you're doing good out there, Scorpio. I was like, let me try to get these angel guide oracle readings done today, even though I am extremely busy. We're gonna get these angel guide oracle readings done today. Okay. So I hope something resonates with you. Remember, this is an angel guide oracle reading that focuses on your strength of the situation you may be in, the blessings you carry in your heart, and some guidance to focus on in order to achieve your goals or the peace you are asking for, okay? So thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. This is for Scorpios. Let's see what Scorpio's strength is at this time. Scorpio's strength at this time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. Scorpio's strength at this time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. Scorpio's strength at this time. We have Arterian light codes, okay? And I feel like when it comes to Arterian light codes, you have to be in this energy of truly recalling your power, understanding what it means to truly look at the bigger picture of your situation or situations in general. I feel like when it comes to you basking in the joy and happiness of whatever your path, your purpose, your work endeavors are, you have to take that moment to take a step back and really, be in this energy of recalling your power, making sure you're not overly given to anything, and make sure that you aren't being quick tempered with anything as well. I feel like put space in between your thoughts and actions so that you can confidently trust your instincts, so that you can confidently trust your intuition when it comes to you truly being in this energy of accepting the evolutionary downloads that you are receiving at this time. And I feel like when you are looking at things, make sure you are looking at them in a way of you knowing that you are on the right path, regardless of how you see it or what is happening. Make sure when you personally are looking at something that you aren't looking at it in a way where, it will limit your way of moving forward for your own self. Okay. I feel like it's all about future thinking and making sure that you are in this soaring type of energy. Yeah, you are in this soaring type of energy when it comes to fulfilling these soul contracts. You're not in any standstill energy. I feel like there's still a lot of work that has to be done, though, especially when it comes to you being courageous, right? When it comes to you actually giving thanks to your bravery, knowing that when you find something, you are truly able to go after it, regardless of what you have or what you don't have. I feel like that's the future thinking and making sure that you aren't beating yourself up when it's time to truly take a step back just to look at the bigger picture, right? I feel like communication though has been at an all-time high recently with a lot of different people, Scorpio. So I feel like make sure your words are coming out in the divine tone that they are needed to for you to be seen for the courageous person that you truly are. What's the blessings that Scorpio carry in their heart? Heart of Swords, okay? Heart of Swords. I feel like, yeah, you can expect miracles, right? Scorpio, okay? Once you start to truly deal with your emotions, right? Because I feel like the emotions, it's like a addiction in a way, right? And I feel like that's the blessings you truly do carry in your heart, that you're not allowing for the past emotions and the past way of seeing, being, and doing things stop you from seeing the things from a higher perspective, stop you from really accepting what needs to be accepted. I feel like continue to allow for yourself to be guided and think about the things that you have to, and that's what I was getting. Like, you still have to do some work when it comes to being brave enough to go after what you have found that is fitting for you and your future self, right? So I feel like continue to do the work to release things that doesn't, it's not necessarily that doesn't bring you healing, but that doesn't really allow for you to be, your true authentic self. It's something to a manifestation that is just like, it just needs to be tweaked a little bit, or it just needs to be addressed in a certain tone, in a certain manner, than to truly have to let it go completely. But I feel like you are on the right path though, Scorpio, and you have to continue to remind yourself of that even when the emotions are running high within your own life. Mm, well, mm, I feel like when it comes to the alternate realities, right? You have to be really careful with what you are living out and what you are trying to manifest. Because if you know that this isn't like the whole truth of a situation, or this isn't like what you are trying to be in for 10 years after this point of time, make sure you are seeing where you have to like truly think about the things that must be let go of when it comes to your perspective, okay? I feel like, but accept yourself wholly and make sure that you are like reminding yourself that you are within the eye. So if you are within the eye, it's important for you not to allow for the eye to burn your whole exchange of information, right? Because the eye is pretty powerful, and you have to make sure that you are focused and see these unions for what they are, though. Even if they're not like real friendship unions, just see the unions for what they are and deal with them as you process, your emotions, okay? Because that's a big thing, Scorpio. The emotions have to truly still be worked on. But I feel like you have to see that, you know, you have already let go of a lot of this, pessimistic attitudes towards certain things and people. So I feel like that's where you can truly expect the miracles through your bravery and hard work. I wouldn't say like luck is on your side, but I would say faith. I feel like the faith-based living. So whatever comes from you having faith in your situation and the things that you pay attention to and recognize, that is going to continue to work out in your favor. I won't say luck next necessarily, because luck can be pretty much anything when you really think about it. So you have to be really careful with, oh, I'm really lucky because I got this like this, or I'm really not lucky because things happen in this way. But it's all about faith, and whether I'm high or I'm low, at least I'm faith driven, and that's going to continue to generate the success in its own manner. I feel like an air sign is significant to you, Scorpio. I don't know if I'm doing any air signs today, but air sign is significant. Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And I feel like you should listen to them. You know, you should pay attention, right? Right? You should, there's some deep emotions there. But I'm not trying to call like nothing out for nothing. I'm just saying like this air sign is still like something is up with it where it's not even like it's them, but it's just like they are okay, let's get the guidance for you, Scorpio. Chamber of the Violet Flame, okay? Chamber of the Violet Flame. I feel like you know, just release what you have to release and be confident in the people and the situations you are releasing, and it's not even like people necessarily, but it's your own perspective. It's your own way of feeling like you aren't able to bask in the joy and the happiness through your own endeavors. I feel like the way you process information is very important, and you have to see that showing the world the real you will probably bring a lot of jealousy, will probably bring a lot of codependency on your on you know the wavelength that you are giving out. But at the end of the day, it's all about exchanging and creating abundance through your exchange of information, gifts, and talents. Okay, I feel like there is a radical transformation, and you continue to understand that, you know, the confidence within you is the success, and that should be all that it is. But you know, I feel like it's deeper than that. So you take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And even when it comes to people and places and things, it gets really deep. And I feel like but love yourself enough to see that whatever you are pouring your heart into, whatever you are truly trying to manifest, it's who you really are, and it's what you are really, you know, manifesting on your own behalf. You're not really allowing for anyone else to try to dictate how, when you find what you truly want, you go after it in that manner. I feel like something is significant about a tattoo on your right arm too. It's just love and appreciation, though, is what I'm gathering. But that's like, yeah, like that's like what I was getting. Like it's not about like releasing people, right? Or even places, but it's like your own perspective, your own way of not allowing for yourself to go through the transformation. And it's like it sucks though. Like it does really suck when you get your heart broken, or when you lose someone you really love, and you know you lose something. It sucks, but it really does help to open your heart and your mind to a lot of different things. And I feel like you should appreciate that about a certain situation or a certain person. Okay, I feel like, you know, self-love is you really highlighting how worthy you are of love, right? That's like the demonstration of self-love, by you showing the world how worthy you are of love and being love. I feel like something is really coming together though. Like I feel like Scorpio, I'm kind of being guided to stop it there, right? With the activation cards, and we're going to clarify with tarot, because I feel like something is significant. um Somebody, I got 4 readings to do, but it's like something else is like the other half of this reading, right? Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I feel like something is supposed to be like, this is for this and this is for that. It's like supposed to be able to come together, like two halves make a whole type of energy. So I feel like, but you have to see the past wounds for what they are, and like, you know, accept those, right? Because you can't change the past at all, but you can create a better future. Yeah, like basically wait for important information. Let's see what this Arterian light code is. No, feel like something does work on your behalf though. Whether it's like fully shown or fully accepted, something truly does work on your behalf, especially when it comes to, you know, the different beings of the universe, the star beings of the universe. They do work on your behalf, but it's just that acceptance of the past, right? And the past mistake of yourself and others. What's this Arterian light codes here? We have the Five of Cups, okay? And I feel like, yeah, that's why you have to be kind of cautious, right? Kind of cautious with what you are still holding on to and how you are still, you know, doing things and what you are still sad about, right? Because I feel like that's like that's like a false return of energy when you are still like, you know, overly analyzing the things that didn't work out or the relationships that didn't pan out. I feel like it's all about future thinking and making sure that you see the sadness and the things that had to be extracted for truly what it is. Don't be bitter or frustrated with things not being the news or you truly basking in the joy and happiness for yourself. I feel like take in what you need to take in, but remind yourself that you are loved and you give love regardless of the tone and the time. So taking a step back might help you to not feel like, you know, quick tempered with anything. Yeah, something is significant about a new beginning, right? Whether it's work related or like a relationship. And that's kind of what, you know, I was kind of giggling about a little bit. Excuse me, Scorpio. But it is true that not everybody sees things the way you do. And especially when it comes to love, like, you know, real intimacy, love, you know, nobody wants to see that type of thing be reflected to them. But I feel like you have to look at the bigger picture when it comes to you accepting that you have to open your mind and not be overly like toxic with how you are, you know, releasing things or accepting things. Yeah, I feel like something is truly like crying over spilled milk energy when we aren't letting things go, you know, or perspective, because I feel like it's going to continue to bring shame to like the whole makeup of everyone when we aren't truly letting it go. Like there's a lot to be gained from healing those wounds that like they kind of open back up, you know, because the downloads that you are receiving, you know, and it's like I you know, there's a lot of you know competing energy right now. So just be true to yourself. Be courageous. What's this Five of Cups? Yeah, with temperance. Impatient, right? Impatient. I feel like All things are truly connected. So, ooh, I don't think someone really thinks that you see them though, Scorpio. Like who they really are. Ooh, who they really are, right? I feel like there's been so much energy put into a certain leadership that they feel like they're cloaked, but I don't really think that that's the truth. I feel like you are able to see someone full blown for who they truly are, but you are really, I feel like, continue to be really patient with a situation or a person. I feel like it's not false, but I feel like it's just strengthening your priesthood for what it truly is. I feel like there's a lot of things being combined to make something be what it is. So make sure you are paying attention to that for what it is and see the creativity in that. It's not about someone cheating or, have many different interests, but it's the trade and energy, the really exchange of information that is beneficial for everyone at once, too. I feel like religion does play a big part in the collective, and there's a lot of sadness when it comes to that. But I feel like that's why you have to trust your instincts and take a step back and just think before you speak, and you know make sure you aren't like triggering things to be worse than what they are, right? Because that's kind of that future thinking and recalling your power. I don't have to beat you down in order to be my powerful self. I don't have to belittle you to be seen for who I truly am. So I said that there is another, it's an air sign though, for sure, that is really significant to you, Scorpio. And I just don't know in what form. Like I don't know if it's like because of the balance that they bring to your life, or that they didn't bring to your life and it just got something going really wild. But remember, things are connected, and do things in moderation, especially when it comes to releasing and looking at the bigger picture. You don't have to know all the answers today, and you don't have to be fully accepting of the energies and people today. But make sure you are looking to make sure that things are what they are. They aren't false, or we're still crying about the same things from a while ago. What's this hardest source here? I feel like continue to focus on your new beginnings, though, Scorpio. Yeah, with judgment, okay? It's just those new beginnings, that change of pace, too. Mm. Scorpio, change of pace, yeah. Because I feel like, if you've been somebody that always do things with the quickness, right? It's time to be in a different type of position, and I feel like don't that's why it's like you gotta make sure that you are focused on yourself, because I feel like the people and the friendships and the relationships and all that type of stuff might judge this renewal period, but I feel like don't feel like you're weak because you are handling things in a different manner than what they were handled in the past, okay? I feel like It's this unconditional acceptance that is truly needed to let go of these addictive behaviors. I feel like someone does truly look up to you though, Scorpio. And I feel like you constantly try to remind someone like you're not trying to get in the way of whatever they have going on. And maybe they believe that or they trust in that, but I feel like you continue to be in your position and be like, yeah, like I'm not in your way to try to harm anything. And I feel like that has been like overly expressed. That's why just like expect miracles through your actions and the way you make your decisions based on the things that you know people don't let go of or haven't let go of, or the situations that hasn't moved beyond a certain point of time where I feel like you've already called judgment on something because I feel like you know someone internally as externally as well as externally. It's kind of like a, yeah, like a sister brother type of relationship. Take it if it resonates, okay? But yeah, I could just feel it. You deliberately be doing so. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know, Scorpio. But I feel like just be positive. But I feel like it's either you or somebody else that's still dealing with some heavy emotions. And it's like, it doesn't even have to be like heavy, but it's like, I got that energy as soon as I got on. I was like, oh no. What's this judgment here? Oh. We have the Lovers, the Emperor, the Four of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. But I feel like, okay, when it comes to, yeah, like you don't necessarily, and that's why it's like be emotionally balanced out when dealing with certain people or situations, because at the end of the day you don't have to let your other half go in any stance, right? You don't have to truly try to overcome the emotions and the feelings of actually being in contact with another person or even that other part of yourself, because it doesn't really matter about the stability that surrounds a situation, but your own stability, right, within your mind and body. So if that isn't balanced out, you will never really be able to see the beauty of situations for truly what it is, or even yourself. So I feel like continue to make sure that you are, you know, in this energy of truly letting go, just letting go, being in this energy of acceptance of things that doesn't make full sense to you, but that is on the right path of where you are trying to go. I feel like you have inherited a lot, Scorpio. Like, okay, we get it. That's what I was saying. Something is not false, but it's a test to see if you are truly in the priesthood, the high priest or priest, and making sure you are truly in this being crowned for the right type of things. It's like we can be crowned for all sorts of stuff, and it can be very much false. So you have to just be patient with yourself. And I feel like, you know, that's something that we have to, whoa, with the cutting the deck on the Eight of Wands. That's something that we have to discuss. Like, and I'm still trying to work on it when it comes to not being afraid of what it is that we don't understand about the whole human makeup of understanding the feminine and the masculine energy for truly what it is, because I feel like that's the lovers type of energy that we have to start accepting, because nobody's wrong, but it's like you have to be in the strength that you are supposed to be in so that you can be seen. Because I shared a video, right? Last night or this morning or whatever, and it was like a bunch of people beating on these drums. And when I first watched the video, like the first time I watched it, I saw that like it was a very significant approach to what we are trying to generate for ourselves as the human race, right? But I also saw that there was a lot of things that wasn't as precise as they could have been. So when you see that, once we are truly able to be in our full forms and accepting of ourselves, we will be able to get things to move naturally. Like it won't take anything other than certain things like that to be what it is, right? So I'm just saying, like, as someone that was just guided to click on it, that's kind of what it really is. It's not that it wasn't in sync or it wasn't what was being asked, but you can see for someone that, yeah. So I'm just saying that that's like the whole. I'm not saying that that's the target per se, but I'm just saying to help us as the human race, we just have to start to truly accept ourselves, right? Like fully accept ourselves and not be afraid, like, and I, yeah, and just not be afraid, not be afraid of the convictions of oneself. I feel like you are a person of reason, Scorpio, and you always have been. So continue to let that be the highlight of who you are. Yeah, I'm just being guided though, Scorpio, and I don't know, but Scorpio, you gotta make the final decision on that relationship, though. I don't know, because the relationship, it's not that it's bad, but it's just like I don't know if I could be around someone that's always in a pessimistic attitude. I don't know, but that's just me. But you gotta make the final call on that for yourself, cause I don't know. It brings a lot of fatality in different ways, right? In different ways. They don't have to be like actual death, but it's like, now I gotta get through this trial and error because of something that isn't being overcome when you're working on yourself, right? Because that's just what you have to do first in order to attract what you truly desire. You have to work on yourself. So it's like you just got to make those decisions for yourself, but allow for yourself to be seen for who you are. Don't let anyone else in their way of judging your compassion be the direction that you choose. Because I feel like that's going to bring obstacles in itself, obstacles within the mind. What's this chamber of the violet flame? How about the page of cups? Yeah, somebody is young-minded though, Scorpio. Especially when it comes to like maybe no, I won't say young minded, because people be wanting love and attention and commitment, right? And it's like, but when you work and you have a purpose and you know what your destiny is and how to go about doing it, it's like somebody is just like, do they not like working, or they don't like you working all the time? I don't know how that really plays in, but it's like something about just like, it's just like somebody is not emotionally mature, and that's like, or you wasn't in the past, and like that's something that you should be like, giving thanks to your bravery about actually growing out of this, like, you know looking at things as deception and artificial, right, when it comes to the attachments of people, places, and things. I feel like you are good enough, okay? Yeah, and somebody do really, like I said, something does work on your behalf, whether it's accepted or seen or shared or whatever, but something does work on your behalf. And I feel like it has nothing to do with seduction though, and I feel like it's all about the messages and the application for really what it is. It's like the service that you truly do give through your divine being, through opening your mind and your senses. Okay, I feel like that's what's really highlighted about who you are. And you're not, yeah, like somebody is really, they're just not in the way. If I think I already said it, but they're not in the way of whatever you have going on, right? Like they're just not in the way. And even if it kind of might come off like they are, I feel like either you are not in the way of somebody or somebody is not in the way of you, but you know it for yourself. But when it comes to these friendships and unions, when it comes to a different organization or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I feel like somebody is used to people coming at them as if they are a failure in some type of way, and that's what kept somebody in this energy of just accepting anything. Like I have to lower myself in some type of way to be accepted by something that constantly will pick at the things that doesn't satisfy them, not that doesn't satisfy you necessarily, but it's like if it doesn't satisfy them, they make it seem like you're failing in some type of way, when that's like that pessimistic attitude that has to be let go of in a certain manner. But maybe it is the youthful, the your youth years that has to, those emotions from your youth years that has to be worked on or healed. Because we did, people did do some stuff in the youth years, right? You know, when especially that exchange of energy. But yeah, and that's just really what it is. But I feel like continue to admire what you admire and make sure that you are still being truthful regardless, right? Like even if the reflections and it's taking some time isn't really what you feel like they should be. I feel like you being true to yourself and not being afraid to take a step back, like, okay, let me see this from a high perspective, make sure I'm not overly reacting or giving into the sadness of the past, right? Before I respond to this or before I overreact to this. And, you know, let's just keep moving forward. What's this Page of Cups here? We have we have Death and a Tower, right? See, Scorpio is a radical transformation. And maybe that is just, yeah, maybe that is just really the message, Scorpio, that you really have to let go of a way of thinking that you were thinking in the past. And even like when it comes to certain organizations or endeavors, when it's like, oh, this is so corrupt and blah blah blah, but I like it. I mean, I feel like something is going to surprise you with how open and honest someone truly is. Like they want you to be able to see that there's nothing wrong here, and that's when you're going to really have to be in your